Hiya! Penguin Truth here with another Otaku Evolution. This year we've covered some important figures in Japanese animation, like Yoshikazu Yasuhiko, Yoshiyuki Tomino, Hayao Miyazaki, and Satoshi Kon. It's hard to imagine what anime would be like without them. We've already lost one and the others aren't getting any younger. We should cherish these significant creative forces now and always. Which brings us to the subject of this month's reviews, another pretty significant anime director, Yoshiaki Kawajiri. Kawajiri's legacy probably won't be as gilded as Miyazaki's or Kon's, probably because of his subject material. In the 80s and 90s, it was hard to escape the sheer volume of the man's work, which mostly consisted of stylized and super violent titles that made up most of Manga Entertainment's catalog. My first experience with his works was watching Demon City Shinjuku on Sci-Fi Channel's Anime Saturday block, but since then I've seen a lot more of his material. The man has a fondness for adapting novels by Hideyuki Kikuchi, such as the aforementioned Demon City Shinjuku, the script for A Wind Named Amnesia, Wicked City, and Vampire Hunter D with the second movie. But today's review is of a work adapted from Boichi Terasawa, creator of Space Adventure Cobra, Goku Midnight Eye. No, not that Goku. Not that one either. Seriously? Come on. This Goku, Goku Furinji, isn't firing any Kamehamehas, but he's pretty badass regardless, even if he does dress like a male stripper. He's very popular with the ladies too, but tends to have bad luck with them in other ways. He lives in the usual future Neo-Tokyo you see in pretty much every anime made at the time. I'm surprised there weren't big crossovers. Honestly though, I always liked those cyberpunk cityscapes. Anyway, Goku drops in on a friend on the police force, Yoko, at the range, and they go on a drive. They discuss a shady businessman and club owner, Hakuru. Seems that whenever the police investigate him, the investigators always end up dead, but somehow it can never be linked back to him. When a couple of them try observing him, they spot a mysterious woman who uses these hypnotic eyes and peacock feathers that controls them into killing each other and or themselves. Soon, Yoko is the only member of the investigative team left alive, stirring Goku to assist her. He breaks into Hakuru's building, but is quickly subdued and captured.
I've half a mind to call your former colleagues and demand that they lock you up on a charge of breaking and entering. But then the poor fellows are so overworked as it is. A very stressful job, police work, enough to make anyone crack after a while. Is it any wonder so many officers have killed themselves of late?
Yeah, right. Why don't you say the bullshit? I'm onto your game, scumbag. Haven't quite figured out how you made him do it, but believe me, it's only a matter of time.
You're starting to sound a bit overstressed yourself. Clever, isn't it? A poisonous drone that's been programmed to home in on the carbon dioxide in your breath. Don't worry, that one's poison has been replaced with a mild anesthetic. I could never kill you or anyone. No, but you're perfectly free to kill yourself at any time, of course.
Goku comes to in his car on the side of the highway. He decides to call it a night, but he's stalked on the road by something. That something ends up being the Peacock Lady. He's desperate to stop himself from being compelled, so he takes a dagger to an eye. But his car takes a header into the drink and everything goes black. Apparently he's rescued by someone who experiments on him, implanting a new eye in him that, well, it basically makes him the living embodiment of the internet, but with less memes, enabling him to access any database and hack into any network. He can analyze and control all sorts of machines. Why somebody would do this isn't revealed in this OVA. He's also given a unique weapon. But first, I gotta make this reference.
Memories. Those loathsome false shackles. I wish they'd just go away! Unbelievable.
Ah, voice actor jokes. Nice to hear you, Stephen Bloom. Anyway, Goku gets a power pole. Goku decides to drop in on Yoko, who seems okay at first, but he suspects something fishy going on, and she suddenly attacks him along with some big eye and a yarmulke. He subdues the former and kills the latter, but the guy releases more of those robot insects that sting and poison Yoko. The peacock lady confronts him at the door, but he's immune to her charms this time and takes her down. Goku brings his lady friend to the hospital, desperate to save her, but ultimately she dies. This is the last straw for Goku, who decides to use his new abilities to bring down Hakuru in person. Breaking into Hakuru's HQ again, he encounters... Don't
you want to rev up your Harley? Vroom, vroom.
Well, using his extending staff, he makes short work of his opponents. But this was heads and tails, the most interesting thing so far. The sleazeball tries drowning our hero, but he easily hacks the system and ensures the water is redirected for his own aims, leaving Hakuru in a very vulnerable position. And that wraps up the first episode, which closes with a cheesy ending theme over a drive down a road in the night. Love it. Woo! Really had to work around the footage to avoid all the tit shots. There's a bit of nudity in the next episode too, but not nearly as much. Not that I'm prudish, I just want to make this video for a wider audience. You fuckers. This Thanksgiving, pause to reflect on what's most important. Family, friends, and Fruitimals. Fruitimals by Lucky Squid Studios. Delightful fruit animal hybrid plushies. Orange Fox, Octo Cherry, and Eggplantipus. It's a cornucopia of cuteness. This several-course meal is served on Store Envy and Society 6. So stuff the stuffing, deny the pie. The main course this year is Fruitimals. Fruitimals, nutritious for your hug diet. Our next episode sees our hero meeting with a new client at a storage place by the docks. The woman, Yoshiko, wants Goku to find her brother Ryu, the subject of military experiments by their adopted father. He was set off by one of the colonel's subordinates trying to rape her. He escaped custody, and the military's been trying to capture both of them ever since. Goku and Yoshiko barely escape from the storage area. Ryu confronts his father, who is pretty brazenly smug considering a living weapon is pointed right at him, and intends to kill him. But then it turns out that it was just a projection, and the princess is in another castle. Security forces only make him angry, and he uses telekinesis to blow them away and escape. Goku and Yoshiko happen by the same area, and a battle ensues. Despite all of Ryu's many advantages, Goku hangs in there with his own abilities, and everything seems fairly even the whole time. But when Goku is distracted by the police's arrival, Ryu escapes. Goku has some questions for Yoshiko after this.
Look at my eyes, Faye. One of them is a fake because I lost it in an accident. Since then, I've been seeing the past in one eye and the present in the other. So I thought I could only see patches of reality, never the whole picture.
Don't tell me things like that. You've never told me anything about yourself. So don't tell me now.
I felt like I was watching a dream I'd never wake up from. Before I knew it, the dream was all over.
Okay, that wasn't the real audio. The real audio isn't as well synced. I think something might have been wrong with my copy of this thing.
I thought you wanted me to bring him in so that you could try restoring him to normal. Wasn't that the whole point? You still don't trust me, do you? That's what this is all about. Lights out! Out! Rue said that he and I were the same, and he's right.
What?
I'm the only person in the world who can bring your brother in.
I did want to save him, yes. But I'm afraid it's too late. I can't save him now. That beast is not my brother, it's someone else, someone who's no longer human. My brother is beyond our help, beyond anyone's help. Not even the counteractive would be of any use now. There's no other way, don't you see?
After coming to the decision that her brother would be better off dead, Yoshiko's going to need a bit of sensitivity, a bit of understanding, a bit of Goku's extending staff. Post-coitus, Goku uses his connection to databases to construct a blueprint of a weapon he can use to kill Ryu. He hacks into a factory and uses the machines to create, well, basically that supercar from Bubblegum Crisis Episode 4. Meanwhile, Ryu is in the midst of sex with a hooker and ends up getting head.
My God, you killed a hooker!
Call girl!
No,
She was a
Cyril, when they're dead, they're just hookers!
Trying to wash out the taste of dead hooker from his mouth, he manages to spot Goku in the car, which can apparently fly, and ends up attacking first. Ryu is confronted by his sister and father. This time his father has no problem being in person because he's used the technology used on Ryu to enhance himself, only his power is more fine-tuned. Oh, and it's also revealed that he's actually a clone of his father. Naturally, this does not sit well with him, but Daddy Dearest is so over fatherhood and blows both him and Yoshiko away. Goku is the only one left to oppose the bastard, reactivating the supercar, which takes out the villain.
Begin targeting sequence. This was meant for Rue, but you deserve it.
You know, I hear that J.D. Power and Associates ranked that thing the most fuel-efficient and dependable flying death machine for 3 years running. And the Kelly Blue Book value is just off the charts. Anyway, Goku is again alone. Everyone who'd come in contact with him meeting an untimely demise. He does what he's probably done dozens of times in his life and chalks it up to women being trouble. But you just know he's going to get into the same scraps forever. We just won't see any of them because that's where this OVA ends after only 2 episodes. It was a fun little pile of trash with nothing much to say, but still compelling for its approach and sneering cynicism. And while I was certainly willing to watch more if they had been made, I think these 2 episodes were probably enough. As usual with OVAs from this time, it was just to give the viewer a taste for the manga. The manga was never brought over here, sadly. I think I'd probably read it. Next time, I'm looking at something in a similar vein, Kawajiri's 3-part OVA Cyber City Oedo, in all its 15ing glory. Until then, see ya!
You're just setting me up for a letdown, aren't you? It's all a bad dream. Oh, well. Alright, so tell me, who are you? And why have you done this to me?
You'll learn the answers yourself. Later. In the meantime, I am giving you this as well. It is a weapon. Your left eye will know what to do with it. I think it may prove to be very useful to you.